Last video, we used a countdown page to practice. Now we're starting the project we'll carry through the rest of this series, a meal planner. You tell it what you want to eat this week, and it helps turn that into a grocery list. We are not building the full app today. We're starting with the smallest useful version, a landing page that explains the idea and lets people join a waitlist. That is how you test an idea before spending weeks building it. Put the idea in front of people first. See whether they care. This is also the workflow we'll use for every feature in this series. Get a clear plan, review it, fix anything that does not fit, and only then start building. Before we start, there are two terms you will hear a lot. The front end is everything people can see and interact with: the page, the text, the buttons, and the email box. The back end is everything happening behind the scenes, like storing information or running logic. Today, we are mostly working on the front end. For this landing page, we only need three things: a clear headline, a quick explanation of the meal planner, and a place for people to join the waitlist. That is enough to test the idea. Open Claude Code in a new, empty folder, just like last time. You may see a model already selected when it opens. Leave the default in place for now. The model choice matters in some situations, but for this video, the important part is learning the workflow, how to plan before you build. Before we give Claude the task, switch to Plan mode. Hold Shift and press Tab until you see Plan at the bottom of the window. In Plan mode, Claude can think through the work without changing any files. That gives you a chance to review the approach before there is code to undo. Now give it the brief. Build a clean landing page for a meal planner with a headline, a short explanation of how it works, and an email field for people to join the waitlist. Before Claude writes the plan, it may ask you a few short questions. Here, it asks how we want to build the page and what should happen when someone enters their email. Your options may be worded differently, but the shape is the same. Claude is checking the decisions that affect the work. For this first version, choose the simple path. A plain static page is enough. And for email signups, use a lightweight hosted service, a ready-made tool that collects email addresses for you, instead of building your own backend or database. We're only testing whether people want this, so there's no reason to build the whole system before anyone's using it. We'll set that service up when we put the page online. For now, the plan just needs to account for it. Once you've answered those questions, Claude puts together the full plan. Read it like you'd read a teammate's proposal before they start. Did it understand the page you asked for? Does the structure make sense? And has it stayed focused on this first version? At the end of the plan, Claude asks whether you want to move ahead. Before you do, give it a quick read and compare it with what you had in mind. Maybe it's added a section you don't really need. The wording isn't quite right, or you'd rather the page had a lime green color theme. If something's off, choose Tell Claude what to change and say what you'd like changed. For example, keep the layout, but make the color theme lime green. You don't need to explain how to do it. You're describing the result you want. Claude updates the plan, and you can see how it responds. That's the nice part of planning. You get a chance to steer things a little before Claude starts building. For a page like this, it can be as simple as checking that the direction makes sense. And that's the planning part. We told Claude what we wanted, read the plan back, and made a small adjustment before anything was built. If you've been following along on screen, you may have already seen what comes next. You approve the plan, in a few lines of plain English, turn into a landing page you can actually look at. Next time, we'll slow down at that approval step, what Claude is asking when it wants to make changes, how those options work, and where you go from there. For now, you've got a plan you understand, and you've seen how easily you can steer it when something isn't quite right.